But I think it's so great that you had something like that that you could do. You also make masks of people's pets.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that fascinates me, because I think your pet masks are so expressive.
Yeah,
And
good one.
Tell us about this one. This is a wonderful.
This is a Westie, and I was commissioned to make this mask, and it was sad. The owner, the dog passed away, and the owner couldn't keep it because it made her too sad, so I made her another mask of her new dog. However, one of the things about the masks that have become engaging to me is that I discovered eyes. Let's see, there you go, the eyes. These are actually taxidermist eyes that I order from Jonas Supply Company or Van Dyke's.
That's so cool.
And you can buy any kind of eye. I can buy alligator eyes, giraffe eyes, alligator eyes.
Sally brought a box of eyes with her tonight.
Yes, let me show you my eyes. Let me see here.
She'll probably be my only guest that will bring a box of eyes.
Not real eyes, not real eyes. These are glass eyes, of course. Also, I like to buy eyelashes from Sally's Beauty Supply or from wherever. You can get these lovely long eyelashes that go very well with eyes. And of course, these are doll's eyes. They're in a plastic container, but I think you can see them. Of course, that gives you the idea. These are blue eyes. They're dolls companies, doll making companies that you can buy these from. You can buy heads for dolls and so forth. I don't use the heads, I just use eyes. These are lion eyes. Now, isn't it funny? Lions are cats, but these aren't the typical cat eyes. Yeah, this would be, actually, interestingly, these are
the vertical pupil.
Yeah, the vertical pupil. That's more like a cat eye, but it's really a alligator eye. They also have the slits, reptiles. And these are clear. Oh, it goes on and on. Oh, these are great frog eyes. I just love these eyes. Okay, the deer, nice brown eyes for dogs or deer or whatever. And these are fish eyes. These are wall eyes. But
do you ever float them?
Very strange looking eyes. Anyway,
ever float them in anybody's drink just to give it? Okay.
Not yet.
It was just
not a bad idea.
Now you told me it has to be like 6-7 years ago, at least, that you said that you had made some masks for a play in Washington, D.C.
I did.
How did that go? How did you end up?
That was fun. Well, a friend of mine was a director in D.C., I think sort of an off-Broadway type of situation, but he did the play Hamlet and commissioned me to make the masks for the players within the play of Hamlet. And so I made many masks. They were half masks. And actually I ended up giving the mask to the actors.
That was nice.
My friend Bart paid me up front for all of them, of course, so I was happy to give them up. I had to make 4 identical masks of Hamlet, the ghost of Hamlet's father, so that they could shine the light in different places and it would look like the ghost is showing up all over.
That's really,
that was fun.
Really remarkable.
Yeah.
And have you had anything that came out of that, like somebody else who contacted you to make something?
Not a direct contact from my friend Bart in D.C. I've made masks for Lynchburg college students, not so much for the theatrical community. Oh yes, I did. I made, I repaired a mask for an actor who came through Lynchburg, and he was the cigarette man. But anyway, he's no longer here. But anyhow,
the one that
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. How do you show your mask? You said that different stores. There's some place you told me recently that you were going to have some mask hanging.
Well, that's actually at the studio, at Kelly's Arts on the Avenue studio. And I am teaching a class there, and actually the masks that the students make are just delightful. I love teaching children as well. I just taught a class at elementary school here, Paul Monroe. 67 children in all.
Goodness.
I had some help, my sister and a nurse friend of mine. And there are 40-some children in one class and 20-some in another. And there is no difference between the adults I teach and the children. The glue and the paper is flying. They just are fully engaged. They love doing it. So, but as far as hanging, I've shown things at Magnolias.
I think that's what you told me.
Oh, and Riverviews, of course. I used to have, my husband and I used to have a gallery, a studio at Riverviews. We're not there anymore, but that was also very enjoyable.
You mentioned your husband. Now, her husband is a photographer, and he shows his work too. In fact, I ended up buying a cat picture that he had done that I was taken with. Tell me how it is. Do you work together on any of your projects, since you're also a photographer?
If we ever retire from our day jobs, we will never be bored, ever, ever. Yeah, I work in my kitchen right next door to Craig's room, we call it. It was a bedroom that we've converted into his study, where he does his computer work and his photography and processing his photography. And so we sit there yelling at each other all day. I'm working on my masks, and he's working on his photos, and we love nothing better.
Craig comes to all of our science fiction anniversary parties and takes pictures for us, and he likes to manipulate the photography, and we end up with like two heads and that kind of thing. But he's really talented at putting that stuff together. Now, you told me that you have a storage problem, Sally.
I do.
Where do you store all these masks, and about how many do you have?
Oh, you had to ask that. We are shed heads. We have 5 sheds and a wood shed, so they're very, very discreetly placed on the property. But when you have a modest house, you need to have storage space. So, of course, because of the nature of our interests, Craig has a shed for all of his writing and his boxes. He's also a writer. We have a shed for our photography, and you have to have it because you have frames and all that. Right. And then we have to have a yard and garden shed, of course. And then, of course, there's my art shed. And my goodness, I have... it's just stashed full of jewelry, all kinds of... I've got teeth. Yeah, let me show you my teeth.
We're going to look at teeth.
Well, just a little bit of a tooth. A retired dentist called me one day and said, "Sally, would you like some teeth?" And I said, "Sure."
Were these false teeth, or did they come from
teeth.
someone?
I think they're the molds, or I don't know exactly how the dentists do it, but these are the size and shapes that dentists would use to use for false teeth. So they're the right coloring, they match them up and everything. So I have drawers of teeth. Dr. Upshur, give him credit. And I thank him so much.
Did you make the mask around the teeth, or the teeth?
They fell into place.
Okay.
And once again, I've used the eyes, the deer eyes here, and these are eyelashes on here. I don't know if you can see them in this light. And one thing I like to do too is use string. This is crochet twine that I can actually dip in the wheat paste. I use wheat paste as my glue, and it's harmless and it works terrifically well. This mask right here, let me get him. The cow.